What is up, everybody? My name is Sammy Dart. If you guys are brand new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. And make sure you guys share my videos and tell everybody about my channel. And today I'm going to be reacting to 5 most haunted places in Ohio, that's my hometown state, born and raised there. And today I'm going to react to these fun videos. And if you guys heard of Mansfield, Ohio, and that's the most haunted places, is the prison of Mansfield Prison. Is really haunted, and I will do a video of that soon, which is tomorrow. We do a Mansfield Prison, Ohio video. It's gonna be coming tomorrow. We do that. I hope you guys enjoy this fun clip and educational video of my hometown state and how it's a lot of places that's haunted here, which I didn't know about it. Some of them I do know, and some of them I don't know. Let's get this video on roll. Let's go.
Before I begin today's list, I would just like to say that during my research for this, I found that the list was very full of overwhelming paranormal places, but being a top 5 video, I had to make cuts, and while they may not be your top 5, you must keep in mind that Ohio has some of the most paranormal activity in the world.
Whoa.
So this list was very difficult to narrow down.
Creepy.
And I absolutely plan to revisit the state in the future if the support is there. But enough about that for now. As always, enjoy. Hello everyone, my name is Piper, and today we'll take a look at the 5 most haunted places in Ohio. Number 5. Satan's Hollow. Tucked away behind the Ohio woods exists Satan's Hollow, a storm drain that supposedly serves as a gathering spot for devil worshippers.
Oh heck to the no! I'm not definitely not going to that place.
Urban legends around the area. A group of Satanists supposedly used to meet there in some type of altar room and conduct their rituals. They must have been pretty good, because the legend claims they managed to open a doorway to hell. And while it may simply sound like a local folklore, some insist it's not. As many claim they've heard screams from the inside of the tunnels at night, and others say they've seen things that can't be explained. Rumors even persist that a demon known as the Shadow Man guards the portal to hell.
What?
He is some kind of hall monitor from hell, left here by Satan to guard these tunnels. The Shadow Man is said to appear in a form of a human, only completely blacked out, hence his name. There are many spotted arrows drawn inside the tunnel directing trespassers to an area in the back. Inside are graffiti-covered walls and painted signs that read, "This way to God's chamber, Badlands, and 666.
Oh, heck no.
Wow. Cincinnati Music Hall. The Music Hall is one of Cincinnati's most iconic buildings and was designated a National Historic Landmark in 1975. It's also well known to paranormal enthusiasts as one of the Cincinnati's most active sites, with stories dating from the early 1800s. Stories of ghosts in the Music Hall are legendary. Groups that specialize in the paranormal often visit the Music Hall to try to determine the presence of otherworldly figures. Whether you believe in them or not, the experiences are real and involve individuals who are not prone to making things up, either to get attention or to deliberately mislead. Throughout its history, excavations in and around the Music Hall have yielded human bones. In fact, a map from the 1830s shows that the south part of the structure was built over a potter's field. It was believed to be these souls and spirits that wander the Music Hall. upon occasion making their presence known. Longtime employees of the organization based in the music hall testified to being in the presence of ghosts on multiple occasions. Cincinnati Opera CEO and General Director Patricia Beggs spent many nights at the music hall during opera season and says she too has felt their presence.
Oh my.
She related an experience a fellow opera employee had in the 1990s.
What in the
One of
world?
our employees came down here one day during our season and we were left here in the dark, and he brought his little 3-year-old son Charlie with him. They went out on stage and Charlie was enjoying pretending like he was performing, and all of a sudden he looked over and said, "Daddy, who's that man in the box?" That was then Cincinnati Symphony Orchestra music director Jesus Lopez Cabos's box, which is
What?
box 9, and his father Tom said, "There's nothing in the box, Charlie." "Yes, there is. He's waving at me right now." And so with that, they packed up and left very quickly.
Oh, that's creepy.
Number 3, Prospect Place. As the laborers were being hired and ground was being cleared for the mansion, Adams built a small, 2-story frame house near the Adams warehouse in Drenson, where he and his family could live until the new house was completed. From here, he and his family often journeyed out toward Tringway to watch as their great brick structure rose a towering 3 stories from the cupola as a crown. Another wing was added, which rose 2 stories, and another wing was added to the north, almost an entirely separate house for the servants. The roof was covered in copper panels, and ornate woodwork was added to the roofline and then painted with bright colors. By the summer of 1856, the house was nearly completed. Then, on the night before the family was due to move in, the amazing house caught fire and burned to the ground.
Whoa,
A
wow,
bucket brigade
what?
of neighbors and volunteers from the surrounding community hurried to the house, but they arrived too late and were unable to close the inferno.
Wow.
There was no immediate explanation for what had happened, but local rumor had it that the house had been set fire by an elderly Native American woman who lived nearby. She had a fearsome reputation in the community, and
That's
most
a
referred to her
dumb shit.
simply as Satan. She had been angry with George Adams when he purchased the land to build the house because it contained a number of burial grounds. She had reportedly threatened that terrible things would happen if the land was disturbed, and many saw the fire as a result of her warnings. However, there was a more likely explanation for the fire. According to most stories, the fire was actually set by a bricklayer who had been hired for the project named George Blackburn. He was a drunkard and a thief who also worked as a bricklayer around Drenson. Allegedly, while drunk one night, he had bragged to someone that he had set the Adams house on fire so that he could generate more work for himself. Since Adams was so well liked in the community, word of this quickly reached him and he had Blackburn arrested. The bricklayer was tried and found guilty and sent to the penitentiary in Columbus as punishment. Ironically though, Blackburn had been hired to help build the prison and knew his way around the place. He promptly escaped. His days were numbered though when he returned to Muskin County. One night, while attempting to rob the house of a local farmer, his head was split open by the homeowner's axe.
Oh my
There are
goodness.
many other stories and tales around this place of horror that even I cannot begin to dabber in. Yet. Number 2. Upon its opening in 1890, the prison was an intermediate penitentiary, a facility where first-time offenders who were too violent for industrial schools could serve their time. Inmates were taught basic trades for release and reintegration into society. However, as prison populations swelled in the 20th century, the Reformatory was forced to accept inmates convicted of serious or more violent crimes. By the 1960s, the Reformatory was getting crowded, and overpopulation breeds conflict and disease. At times, guards were even forced to double the occupancy in death row cells, which in at least one instance resulted in an inmate's death. During morning checks, guards noticed a prisoner missing from one of its cells. Upon inspection, the prisoner's body was found broken and stuffed beneath the bunk.
What?
Instances like this forced Ohio State Reformatory to close its doors in 1972. While the prison's day-to-day operations were enough to cast a shadow over the site, there were even certain events guaranteed to cause a spike in Ohio State's paranormal activity. In the late 1930s, a riot broke out in the East Cell Block. The guards condemned 120 rioters to share 12 solitary confinement cells 1 week without food or water. This punishment drove many to the brink of madness and death. During its 94 years as a working prison, 154,000 inmates passed through the gates of Ohio State's Reformatory. Many died of diseases like influenza and tuberculosis. Some went mad, others hung themselves, and at least one inmate lit himself on fire.
What the?
Just outside the Reformatory stand 215 numbered graves, a vivid testament to the harsh reality of prison life. The ghosts of these violent and maltreated men are not easily silenced. Visitors and tour guides have been pushed and punched by unseen forces.
What?
As with all other haunted locations, many claim to feel an inexplicable chill while on the prison grounds. Additionally, witnesses have heard cell doors slam and seen dark apparitions. Even the road leading to the Ohio State Reformatory seems haunted.
Oh, heck no. Definitely going to that one.
Ohio University. Ohio University is one of, if not the #1 most haunted university in the United States. Ohio University was established in 1804. A few years after Ohio University was established, a mental hospital called the Athens Lunatic Asylum, now known as the Ridges, was built right beside Ohio University in 1874 and was in operation until 1993.
Wow.
There are 2 or 3 cemeteries at different places at the Ridges. There is one cemetery that stands out in particular. The one located at the near right corner of the Ridges is probably the most explored by people and students. Almost all of the graves only have a number engraved, no name, no date. The only ones properly identified on headstones are ones that relatives of the patients paid for. Most haunted legends arise from the circles of graves without a headstone in the middle. Legends say that this is where witches would perform seances, but Ohio University's official claim is that it was caused by vandalism. People who are brave enough to visit at night have reported to hear screams and seeing strange lights.
Oh my.
The Ridges isn't the only place that is known to be haunted on campus. Ohio University's very own residence hall, known as Wilson's Hall, is considered to be the most haunted on campus. When you look on a map, there is said to be 5 cemeteries that form a pentagram with Wilson's Hall located in the center. In the 1970s, in room 428, a young man mysteriously died. Every person who lived in the room after that reported to hearing strange noises or seeing objects move. Similar occurrences kept happening until a young woman moved into the room and violently died after practicing occult in the room.
What?
The room after her death was then closed off, prohibiting anyone from living in it. It has now been converted into a boiler room. However, room 428 isn't the only spooky thing about Wilson Hall. The hall is also rumored to be built on top of an ancient Indian cemetery, which is a location for major spiritual energy. Wilson isn't the only residence hall that's rumored to be haunted. Jefferson Hall has a marble sound, which sounds like hundreds of marbles are being dropped on the floor of the building, which is supposed to be empty. Washington Hall is rumored to have a basketball team haunt its halls, and people have confessed to hearing basketballs being bounced in the hallways when
Oh
no one
my
is there.
goodness.
Legend also says that Crawford Hall has had ghostly experiences after the death of a young woman named Laura, who fell from a fourth-floor window.
What?
Lights turn on and off by their own, doors slam shut and open by their own, and the Bob Marley song Laura will not play on any musical device. If you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like or a comment and tell me what state.
Okay then, this is the most creepiest thing I ever saw in my entire life. Dude, this scared the living daylights out of me. How these creepy places, especially at Ohio University. Oh man, I am like, this is like terrifying. That one that scared me the most is that one and the other ones. All the other ones scared me to death, especially that one. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and share. And make sure you guys enjoy these awesome videos and comment down below which one scared you to death. Comment down below. Is it the Ohio State University or the jail or the tunnel or the other ones? Comment down below. I hope you guys enjoy. Have a wonderful Monday. Be safe and good night, guys, and stay blessed. Bye.
Deep 17 years old.